everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome to my channel. So unfortunately today's video is going to be voiceover only. I'm not doing my normal intro and outro. I feel like Dookie currently and I'm just struggling to get this video done. So I have the new Odd Squad collection for what I think is winter 2024. If you live in North America, Essie did not release a holiday collection for us this year. This is going to be one of those collections from Essie where the color story doesn't really scream any particular season, so don't expect winter vibes from this one. I purchased this collection from Amazon. I haven't seen it for sale anywhere else yet, so I'll have Amazon linked in the description box. I will also have a link to my blog post on NicoleLovesNails.com where I have all of my swatch photos as well as a written review. Let's just get into this video. First up, we have Mismatch To Match, which Essie describes as a warm raisin taupe. Someone who I feel like spends a lot of time mentioning how much I don't like taupe colors, or raisin colors for that matter. For whatever reason, I really like this color. I don't know why, I don't know what it was about it, but I really like this color a lot. Mismatch To Match had a fantastic formula. It was almost a one coater on me. I feel like in the live swatch it looked like a solid one coater, but in person it was like a not quite one coater, but very close. It applied wonderfully, self-leveled really nicely. The added warmth this one has makes me wondering if the reason why I always tell myself I don't like taupes is because they tend to be more cool toned. I don't know, but I really liked it a lot. So that is Mismatch To Match in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal and I had no issues with staining, and this does dry down very glossy on its own. And now we have Never Basic, which Essie describes as a muted soft coral with red and neutral undertones. And by the way, I got the color descriptions for these off of Amazon, and I feel like the ones on Amazon are a little bit nonsensical. So if some of these don't make any sense, like having red and neutral undertones, that is why. I do think this one is like a muted corally kind of color, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
It was my cup of tea.
I really hate it actually. However, even though I do not like this color, 1, I thought it looked fantastic on me, and 2, I think this polish had a fantastic formula. I was really surprised at how good this one was. I don't think the color itself is particularly unique, but if you don't have a color like this already, I would say grab this one because it had a fantastic buttery smooth formula. Almost a one coat application, but I did use 2 coats for my full hand swatches. So when I brought this one outside, it was very overcast and super gray out, so I don't think the natural light shot is doing this one any favors. That is Never Basic in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. Also, if you are a warm tone person like myself, those red undertones will make your hands warm up a little bit, but I didn't find that they made my hands, look lobstery. And now we have Not a Phase, which Essie describes as a red with cool undertones. Not a Phase had a really fantastic formula. This one was a one coater on me. I feel like the shade of red of this polish paired with the actual name of it, I really feel like this is like the emo red cream. It's a little bit darker, so I kind of think of it as more of like a brick red than just red. I feel like this shade of red is very much the shade of red that I saw a lot in Hot Topic when I was a teenager. Because this is a very opaque red cream, I do think this one is a potential stainer. Not personally experienced any staining, but I had this one on for less than 20 minutes. Not a Phase did not have that crelly-like formula that a lot of red creams have. I photo showed Not a Phase in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. This one also dries down fairly glossy on its own. And now we have Odd Squad, which Essie describes as a deeply rich coffee brown cream with red undertones. Odd Squad had a fantastic formula. Much like the other creams in this release, it was very opaque. Depending on thickness and coats, this is going to be a 1 to 2 coater. I found on my thumbnail where I did a much thicker coat, it was opaque in 1, but on the rest of my nails, I did need 2 coats to reach full opacity. It's going to be one of those colors where when you're looking at it, you try to decide if it's a very dark red, or if it's actually brown with a little bit of red in it. My own personal preferences, I like brown creams that are more leaning towards a chocolatey brown, and this isn't chocolatey at all. It's a little bit too red to be chocolatey for me. Feel like if you're thinking this is a very emo inspired collection, the color does seem very fitting in those regards. My photo show Odd Squad in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining, but because this is a very pigmented polish, I would definitely make sure to wear base coat. Next up, we have Off Beat Chic, which Essie describes as a bright cyan blue with yellow undertones. So for the positives, I love this shade of blue. It's very bright, it's very fun. Before I read Essie's like official description for this collection, I was thinking this is supposed to be like an alternative kind of thing. I didn't really understand where this pop of color was coming in, but I still did appreciate it quite a bit because I love me some bright colors. Off Beat Chic had the worst formula in this release. It was very thin, very watery in comparison to the slightly thicker, buttery smooth application of the other colors. I was a little bit disappointed by how thin this one was. I did need to use 3 coats to reach full opacity with it. I do feel like colors like this tend to be 3-coaters in general, but like the overall thinness of the formula is what I really didn't like, but I love the color. And the final polish in this release is called Perfectly Peculiar, which Essie describes as a bright minty green with blue undertones. Much like Off Beat Chic, I feel like this random pop of color kind of came out of nowhere, but I will never be mad at a nice pop of color. This is a very pastel leaning color, so I did find that it's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your personal preference. This is also going to be one of those colors, the more you overwork it with your brush, the more likely you are to cause dark spots. You paint your nails like I do, and you always convince yourself if you just add a couple more brush strokes you can make it perfect. Don't do that with this one. Honestly, did not love the self-leveling on this polish at all. Like, I just felt like it took a little bit too long, and I didn't like it. But I also didn't generally really like pale minty greens anyway, so yeah. So that is 3 coats of Perfectly Peculiar, super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. Alright, so that is it for the Odd Squad collection for winter 2024. This collection is limited edition, and it seems like Essie was purposefully trying to give us like a very mismatchy collection. Overall, I don't think this was a bad release by any means. I just wish it had a more cohesive color story, but I guess if the whole point was to mismatch to match, that is the cohesiveness of the color story, so they checked the box there. My top picks from this release are going to be Odd Squad and Mismatch To Match. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members, Shenanigan. Just thank you all so very much for all your love and support. I will see you all for our members only live stream this Friday. Everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow, Sunday, December 3rd for our book club live stream. So just thank you all very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have my Essie playlist linked in the description box as well as up in the cards if you want to watch some more Essie videos. If you enjoy also some non-nail polish content, I also got you covered over there. So just thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!